Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Train Simulator Classic, aka Railworks. Today we're going to be taking a look at another freeware route available on the Steam Workshop. This is going to be the Yatesmouth, hopefully I pronounce it right, Yatesmouth branch line. Now, I am looking at the first edition because I have the first edition. There are two different versions of this, I believe. Much of the route remains the same on both editions. The second edition just remedies some problems for scenario editors, but I believe for the most part they remain the same. So just keep in mind there are two different versions. I am personally going over the first edition. So, what is this? This is a fun little heritage line, a little 5.5-ish mile heritage line that I absolutely love. I think it's a fun little route. As you guys probably have figured out, I really like little heritage lines, regardless of what country they're in. I have a lot of fun with the little heritage lines. They're easy for me to play on. They're easy for me to fiddle around with and do scenario editing and whatnot for, and not spend days at a time doing it. So go ahead and pull our workshop page back up. But this is, of course, Yatesmouth branch, which is a fictional 20th century GWR branch line that passes through the forests and fields of the fictional Yates River Valley, located in southern Devon, somewhere between the real cities, the cities of Totnes and Plymouth. Branch line connects the fictional vacation and fishing town of Yatesmouth with the fictional city of Braxton and the Great Western Main Line to London. Route begins near the Greenwell Marshalling Yard, which includes a conflict crane and cattle pens, and Braxton Station, which includes a goods shed, carriage sidings, turntable, a roundhouse, a coal bunker, and several water towers and pumps in the fictional city of Braxton. I'm not about to try to pronounce that. Something Junction, a short distance down the line from Braxton Station, is where the 5.5 mile Yatesmouth branch line diverges from the Great Western Main Line. Line heads further south, uphill over the West End Bank, route's steepest grade to the Priestcombe Station, which includes a goods shed. Track continues past the local gasworks, sidings, through Cranefield Tunnel, route's only tunnel, and then over the River Yates via the Tilford Viaduct. The branch line then reaches Marlsbury Station, Marlsbury Dairies, which includes cattle pens. Shortly thereafter, the final leg of the route passes Castle Yates before crossing the River Yates once more via the River Yates Viaduct onto Yatesmouth Station, which includes a turntable, small engine shed, coal bunker, several water towers and pumps, and the Yatesmouth Dockyard, which includes conflict crane and cattle pens on the English Channel. Route. This is a route by Daniel O. Hearn. Sorry, bud, don't know how to pronounce your last name. And then all the requirements and such needed. So, as you can see, there is opportunity for passenger and freight operations, as well as plenty of switching opportunities to fulfill your every desire. Now, we're currently sitting in the little city of Braxton. And it is a fun looking little town. Back here is the freight industry opportunities. A decent sized yard. Continuing off into the unknowns. That way. Railroad itself. Oogie and boogies along this way. The main splits off that way. Just kind of ends right there. It continues this way. I will say, if anything, I do think that probably should have been extended out a little bit further so that it's not so visible from the trackside this close. But thus far, the scenery looks pretty darn good. I like the use of the 3D trees trackside. I like a lot of the trackside detail. It looks pretty good. Not too terribly fond of how soon the 2D trees come into play. I think they're too close trackside. Oh well. They're not terribly noticeable by way of the locomotive if you're, actually running a locomotive, which will run a train a short distance along here just for giggles and squiggles, but I do think the 2D trees should have been left off in the distance, and the 3D trees should be up probably a few layers deeper. I do like the grassy fields. Those are fun. It is obviously a single track main line. Go across our first little bridge here. And our first little station stop. Railroad crossing. Some hand-cured cooked meat at Devon Farms. Fun looking little station though. Some cars parked out here. I would have sprinkled some people around in these areas. Maybe some people out here in the garden area. It's a pretty common issue I have with most routes, though. There just never seems to be any characters placed down to really give a route any kind of life. But I do like the fact that at least the roads have some functioning cars. So that is nice. We got a little bit of a freight shed right here. Boogie and boogie along some more. Tunnel. Pokes in the tunnel, pops out the tunnel. I'm kind of the weird one out, I'm sure, but I actually really like the use of this kind of orangish clay dirt along the side right here. It makes it look like the railroad was cut through here, so this shouldn't be naturally here. So I kind of like these. These look pretty good. It's very aesthetically appealing, I should say. Bluetooth bridge. I won't hate on it too much. It's not a wildly unfixable thing. Certainly noticeable, but not wildly unfixable. Just kind of a duly noted moment. Very nice. I believe the dairy farm. Or cat bins and whatnot. As I said, lots of opportunity for freight operations if you do not care to do the passenger operations. I love this. This is nice. This is what I mean by life along the route. Some people, some cows. A dude herding some cattle up the road here. Yeah, it's a little cheesy because the assets are old, for lack of a better term. But it's better than nothing at all. It gives a little bit of life to the route. Just something. Instead of just the barren nothingness. Little touches like that. Maybe a tractor out in the field doing something. Stuff like that. Here, there, and everywhere. It makes a huge difference, I think. Here we are coming out towards the coast. Nice beach area. Again, kind of wish there were some people out here. Completely barren beach. I like the town over here. The town looks pretty cool. Storefront area and whatnot along the route. And we get to our end of track. We got a decent sized train station. Run around track. Of course, our locomotive facilities back here. Our various freight options and opportunities. Love the big boats. Some assets look a little newer than others, but I like the use of the big boats. And if one were so inclined, I believe Caledonia Works, I believe is who it was that did a asset pack with some relatively new modern assets that look really, really quite nice. If one wanted to, they could go through and upgrade where they so pleased to improve on an already quite nice route overall, I think. But that is the end to end, so not terribly long. Plenty long to have a nice trot in a little tank locomotive. Plenty long to have lots of freight opportunities, passenger operations and such. Let's oogie and boogie on back to our little dinner train here. So we got a dinner train set up for our operations to have some fun along the route. One. There we go, stopping passenger. Fire building up. Gee, am I crazy? Oh, there's our brakes. Crank your blower over a little bit. Open up our hatches, because it's a nice day outside. Be sure our tracks are set. using the very recently released Victory Works, I believe it's a 9400 class panniers. Steam Sound Supreme sounds. Such a fun locomotive to listen to. It really is. Oops. I mean to do that. I believe the speed limit along most of the line is 45. There's a couple spots where it's 35. Well, for the most part, it's about 45 mile an hour. Got a nice white hot fire. Give yourselves a little more throttle. Get up and going. Should shut off the brakes. Yep. It's kind of funny that the chain is not attached to anything. Now, you guys saw me click on that switch earlier. I don't know why it still threw me into it. Oh well. Just one of those things to duly note, I guess, for anybody checking this out. Triple check that switch there, because it may throw you through it. Kind of surprised we didn't derail. Let's see, there's Sanders. Yeah, we're boogieing a little faster than we're supposed to be. Put my fire a little bit higher than I intended to. Mobby. As one can see, it really does not take very long to get end to end on this route. I mean, we were almost point A to point B already. So as can be seen, it can be a little bit of a struggle once you start coming down that hill. Keep up with your brakes all the way down. But it's not too bad. Quest to pass signal at danger denied, but why? I'm pulling into the same place. Pulling into the train station. Oh well. We're passing it anyway. Woof. Track work right there is rough. And there it is, fellas, end to end on the Yatesmouth branch. A very fun, very nicely built little route that I definitely recommend checking it out. Obviously, I use tank locomotives a lot on this route. I think it's the perfect size for running these little tankers like this with various sizes of trains, and it's a lot of fun to be able to operate really whatever I want. I can place down coaches, I can place down freight, I can place down really any kind of steam locomotive I want if I really want to, and just about anything fits in here. So I highly recommend checking it out. Definitely won't regret it. So, as was stated, it is available for free on the Steam Workshop. Go check it out. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time.